Dave here with Phenom Sports, coming at you with a Week 11 update. Don't got the crazy hair this week. Got a haircut. It's time for that. Switching things up this week. Still on a 4-day split, but we're going to 3 total body days and a circuit day. So getting down, my coach left the warm-up stuff up to me. I kind of took what he did and what we were doing in the past and put my own spin on it. So doing GHRs, reverse hypers, band TKEs, ball squeezes, seated band ABDs, planks, and standing crunches. Instead of doing GHRs and reverse hypers all 4 days of my workout, I do them on just my 3 big workout days, my 3 total body days. I don't do them on my circuit day. And then if I have GHRs in the workout or reverse hypers in the workout, I don't do them during the warm-up. So for example, day 4, safety bar, pause squats, speed deads, dumbbell bench, dumbbell rows, and I had GHRs in the workout, so I didn't do them in my warm-up. And then on my second day, I have reverse hypers in my workout, so I don't do them in my warm-up. So that's one of the changes that's going on. As of how the training's laid out for this next cycle, just looking at it, a lot of RPE training. So that's rated perceived exertion on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being max effort, however many reps it is, that's my 3-rep max, my 1-rep max, my 5-rep max. 9 is like 1.5 reps left in the tank. 8 is, 2-ish reps left in the tank on the last set. And obviously 7 is 3, but we're going to stay up probably in the 8 or 9 range for the most part through this training cycle as we ramp into this meet. So, day 1, sumo deficit deadlifts for sets of 3 to an RP of 9. Worked up to 405. I think 365 was the last set I used hook grip on, and then I switched to an over-under. Still something I'm adjusting to with the heavy weights. Those lighter weights, it's really easy, but once I get up into those heavier weights, it just doesn't feel comfortable. I don't feel strong enough to pull the weight. I guess my grip is the issue, not my body. And when I switched back to that over-under, it felt really good. Also, then we did a 10% drop set for 3, which took me to 365. 10% of that took me to 330, and that last drop set was a pause at the knees, so I pulled off that deficit to the bottom of my knees. 3 count, lock it out. Those felt really, really good. Second set exercise was close grip bench press, sets of 5 to an RP of 8. I got 215 on that. I feel like I could have done more. I didn't have a spotter. So it's one of those gray areas where I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to put myself in a position to get hurt this close to a meet. So I shut it down at 215. 215 is probably like 7.5. I could have probably done 220, 225. Then RDLs, I have not done RDLs on a barbell in quite some time. They've been in my workout, but I've been doing them with heavy dumbbells because there's other guys in the rack and I just want to get my work in and get out. One of the disadvantages of working out at the small gym that I train at. If you've seen it, it's not very big. It's literally someone tore the walls out of a 1-bedroom house and put gym equipment in there. So it's tiny. Maybe next time I'm in there, I'll give a 360 with the camera so you guys can all see exactly how big this gym is I'm talking about. Lat pulls and then hammer curls. Something I've always had issues with my whole life. You can call me names. You can make fun of me. Every time I've done bicep curls, especially when I was in high school, my bicep tendon got sore. Not my bicep, not my bicep. My tendon down in my elbows where I would get sore. I don't know what it is. It's if maybe my tendon's there a week. If it's some sort of genetic defect, since one of my uncles and my grandfather have both blown their bicep. Grandpa lifting a steel refrigerator at, I think he was like 55 years old, and my uncle did it. He was probably early 50s, late 40s, trying to throw a cardboard box into a dumpster. So, I don't know, maybe it's just a genetic thing. So those hammer curls really tore up my biceps. Probably that first third, maybe quarter of it is where I was sore this week. Going into my second workout of the week, started with floor press, sets of 3, RP of 9. I got 245 pretty easy. Went to 255. I got it for 2, and that second that third rep, I got about halfway up and my body said no more. I'll show that on video. I'll put the video up. Then 10% drop sets, just like with the deadlifts. And then we worked to front squats. I used I don't know if it's a Mastodon bar, exactly what the exact name of the bar is, but it's a thick, heavy squat bar for those who squat 8,000-9,000 pounds, just to take the load. So it's a 65-pound bar. It's a little bigger around. I was using that for front squats. So I got up to 200, and last time for a set of 5 RP 8. Last time I did front squats, I think it was sets of 3 to an RP of 8. That was a few weeks ago. Where am I looking? Yeah, I did 205 for 3 that week. So on my last set, second rep, I get to the bottom and I start to come up, and I lost my fingers. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna hold it here just like this. Go down, get about halfway up, and the bar starts to roll off my shoulders, and I catch it and almost think that last quarter of the rep is like more of a Zercher squat, and then I racked it like this. You'll see it on the video when I get around to putting the video together and posting it. So I'm only going to post one exercise video, and I'll just post what I recorded, and I'll say which one is which day in the video. Then I had dumbbell flies, strip sets. So basically 3 sets of 15, hit it with a 3-second negative. Way underestimated my strength on dumbbell flies. I went 25, 20, 15. I could have probably done, 30, 40, and then had bigger drops in the strip sets if I needed to. But those left. I was a little tender on Monday, and then sled pushes for 180 pounds. 6 sets of 60 yards. Something I've noticed over the last 12 weeks ish, 11 weeks actually, of pushing the sled in the parking lot I'm at, is if it's a little damp, good luck pushing more than a plate on each side. But it's been dry the past couple weeks for the first time in a while, and those flew pretty good. I was getting through those about 30 seconds with a minute and a half rest. It felt good. I kind of like the heavy one, feeling like that good leg pump from doing sled pushes when you get up in those weight. But sometimes going fast and getting the heart rate going feels good too. Then my third day, well, I did it on Tuesday. It was a circuit day, so 15 reps of each exercise, 30 seconds in between, with a minute and a half between each circuit, 3 times through. So we did push-ups. First 2 I went no weight, and then the third set I threw a green or a monster mini, whatever you want to call it, around my back and did band resisted. Band good mornings, I started with a gray or a heavy band, whichever color is depending who you buy from is what color you get, or when you bought it. They've changed colors over the years. Then I went gray, green, gray, orange the last 2 sets. Band pull-aparts, I stuck with the green the whole time and just tried to move my hands closer and closer. I went 2 sets palms down, 1 set palms up. Guessing that's why my lats are pretty sore today. Tate press, 30, 35, 40. Dumbbell leg curl, 40, 45, 50. I love those. Those might be my new favorite exercises. Much as they suck and they hurt and you feel sore almost as soon as you're done, I really like them. I think they're a great exercise. Then dumbbell curls, I just did conventional, palms up, try and get that pinky, get that good squeeze at the top. Those definitely did not bug my bicep down at the insertion the way hammer curls did. I'll talk about that in a second. And then reverse lunge, did 15 sets on each leg. I think next week I might throw some change. So I know hammer curls are going to work more, right here, brachioradialis, and then that's kind of taken out when you go palms up. But where I felt really sore is right here, and that's not, brachioradialis. So I don't know if something rubs funny. I don't know. I should probably dive into my anatomy and figure out exactly what's going on and address the issue. Then today, last day, day 4. Safety bar pause squats, sets of 3, RP and 9. Worked up to 295, 285 and 295 felt, felt kind of sloppy. It looked okay on video, but it just felt sloppy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just delusional sometimes. Then I was supposed to do speed deadlifts at 90% of what I did on Monday, so it would have been 365 against. Initially it was heavy bands. Luckily, my coach changed it to light bands because those felt a little bit like a grinder today. I didn't feel like I was moving very fast. Haven't really looked at the video yet. It just didn't feel quick. Dumbbell bench to a heavy set of 8 went 55, 60, 75, 85. Probably when I went 5-pound jump and 10-pound jumps. Well, there's no 65-pound dumbbells at the gym, so had to go with what I worked with. I think next time I work those in, I'll probably start a little heavier and see if I can push 95 or 100 for that top end set. That was supersetted with dumbbell rows, sets of 10 at 100 pounds. First set I did without a wrist strap. Then I put the wrist strap on, and having that there and not having to think about my grip really locked in the technique, and I felt like I was using my back more and my technique was more solid, and closed it out with GHRs for 2 sets of max reps of 25 pounds. I went 13 and 11 reps. I also had the feet a little bit higher than the pad, so it was almost like I'm tilted on an angle to make it a little more challenging. Some of it is the GHR at the gym I work out. The pad is really wore out, so putting it at that angle puts your knees in a better position where you don't feel like your kneecap is getting pushed out of position by the wood board that the pad it sits on, that is no more pad. So yeah, long discussion video this week. I think this is my longest at 10 minutes. Something I'd like to discuss. I don't really like to pump products, but as you notice, if you could see, I've been wearing this BiPro shirt. It's a really expensive product that I can't afford right now, but it's something I can stand behind because they started off as a cheese making company and got into making whey protein. They get the milk from the cows, they take it to the factory to make the cheese, and when you make cheese you get the curds and the whey. So the curds become the cheese, and then they take the whey that's left over from the cheese making process, and instead of disposing of it, they started making their own protein. So if you can afford it, it's like $40 or $50 for 2 pounds, and I know companies that sell 5 pounds at that price, but they control it from stage 1 to stage 2, and it is also NSF certified for sport. For those of us that participate in WADA drug tested sports, it's important to get a supplement that is certified through a third party that says this supplement is clean and clear of all banned substances according to WADA, MLB, NHL, NFL, whatever it is, standards. So that's all I got for you this week. I'll keep you posted with how things are going. Not feeling really sore at all. I feel really great. And till next week, keep grinding.